Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome on table 1, representing China, YINGSHA. Representing France, Charlotte Lutz.
Well, we welcome the players into the Lusail Arena. Charlotte Lutz following on from YINGSHA, who needs little by way of introduction. It'll be a tough task for the French player, the world number 92, who celebrated her 20th birthday just 4 days ago. YINGSHA, China's world number 1, the defending champion, looking to go back-to-back here in Doha this week. What a formidable ask for the French player in this best-of-7 games in this first meeting between this pair. The winner will play Shin Yubin, the number 8th seed, who awaits in the next round. But there is how they line up. World number 1 taking on the world number 92 in this best-of-7. YINGSHA, world number 1 for quite some time now, almost 3 years, except for a brief hiatus when she was knocked off the top spot for around about 6 or 7 weeks by her teammate, Zhang Manyu. Nevertheless, she's reclaimed the top spot and hasn't looked back since. Aisha Al-Saidi will be our umpire for this match today, this round of 32. YINGSHA in imperious form all week, hasn't dropped a game en route to this round of 32. Well, as ever, there is a huge crowd in tonight. They have come to see
I have red
the champion-elect.
Blue. Blue, red for you. Blue, receive. What side?
Well, YINGSHA attracts a huge crowd wherever she goes. Huge following in China, where she is the most recognizable sportsperson in the country. Such a popular figure, and expect the crowd to be in great voice tonight ahead of this one. Let's join Gavin Maguire, who is courtside ahead of this one. Gavin, what can you tell us?
I love when Sha comes to the table, Rebecca. This place is full, and just get ready to listen to this crowd from the first point. I'm absolutely certain they're going to go wild. I was watching Sha in the practice hall. She was doing a lot of footwork drills under the watchful eye of Ma Lin, and she'll be taking this challenge from Charlotte Lutz very, very seriously. We know how good the French are up and coming. They have a lot of youngsters on the men's and women's side, so this will be taken very seriously by the world number 1.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Gavin. Well, Sha takes every match incredibly seriously. You don't get to be world number 1 without it, but let's have a quick look at Charlotte Lutz. The world number 92 has been as high as 66. That was in February of last year, following the footsteps of her older sister Camille, who's also part of the French national setup. Sitting alongside me for this one, Maria Sapsinos. And Maria, it's an exciting time for French table tennis.
Definitely is an exciting time for French table tennis. They've got a lot of players you just mentioned there, Charlotte Lutz and her sister Camille Lutz, and also they've got a long list of other players. You've got Audrey Zarif, you've got Jeanne Nanan, and you've got a lot of other players there.
We'll have a look at the fan vote then. YINGSHA, the overwhelming favourite amongst the fans to take this one, and certainly the fans are packed inside this Lusail Arena. You can already hear them starting to chant the name of their heroine, YINGSHA. 3 titles to her name already this year, and she will not be happy if she doesn't leave here with her 4th.
Left 1.
Charlotte Lutz there coming in with an early attack, wide forehand. I think YINGSHA will warm up into the game slightly, and we can expect to see a lot of aggressive play from both of these players.
1-all.
How must the French athlete have felt stepping out into the arena that is packed to the rafters with Chinese fans facing the world number one.
You know, these French players, all these European players, they're used to playing on the big stages now. Charlotte Lutz was part of the team that were bronze medalists at the 2024 World Team Championships as well, so she won't be a stranger to the big courts. She'll be looking to start well and dominate over Sung Ying-sha.
And that French team defeated in the semi-final by China, so of course a very well-known opponent indeed to Charlotte Lutz. But quite an achievement.
And there, just the long serve by Charlotte Lutz, trying to get the game open into open play there. Just clipping the top of the net, that ball there. A little bit of frustration there from Charlotte. It will be very interesting to see how Charlotte can sort of put Sung Ying-sha's strength of her forehand. You never know where it's going to go and how she's going to kind of keep that threat closed. I think it'll be very interesting to see how she will do that.
That's good serving from Charlotte Lutz. Sung Ying-sha with little by way of response to that.
There we go, Charlotte Lutz staying very close to the table, not afraid to hit those top-to-top rallies with Sung Ying-sha, and we know just how aggressive those shots can be. Her strokes are so powerful and have a lot of pressure on them, so it's great to see Charlotte, you know, keeping up with that pace and that strength. There's Sung Ying-sha just serving a little bit half long. Another lovely serve by Sung Ying-sha there. We can see that from her. She's mixing it up. She's going short. She's going a little bit long as well. And Charlotte's got to watch the length of the ball.
3 consecutive points then for Sung Ying-sha. Charlotte Lutz with the shake of the head in frustration, struggling to live with the #1 seed at the moment.
And those are kind of two identical points there. Charlotte going for the long serve, kind of opting for Sung Ying-sha to open up and say, come play at me. And Sung Ying-sha does that very, very well, and she won't be afraid to turn that corner and play those sort of powerful shots into those angles. There we go, another sort of half-long, spinny serve there into Charlotte's backhand. It's very difficult when you're faced against the world #1 service. Now Charlotte just pushing out a little bit, changing the tactics up. She didn't go for the flick there. She pushed out hard long to Sung Ying-sha's forehand. A little bit of mistiming.
Sung Ying-sha with a masterclass in game #1, taking it 11 points to 4. Dominant from the off, Sung Ying-sha. So let's head down to courtside and join Gavin Maguire.
The sound down here, Rebecca, is wild. I don't know how it sounds on TV, but down here I can barely hear myself think. I can't hear myself talk. We know that Sung Ying-sha has one of the biggest fan clubs in the world. She's one of the most recognizable athletes in China. And if this is the noise after game 1, when she's not under major pressure, what's it going to be like as she moves through this championships?
You make a very good point indeed, Gavin. She raises the roof wherever she goes, Sung Ying-sha. Legions of loyal fans following her across the globe. You can see the Chinese flags peppering the stands.
And it's
worth mentioning, Maria, that Charlotte Lutz comes into this in good form. She's had two very good results to get to this stage, defeating two players who've been ranked ahead of her in the rankings. She beat Wang Jiannan, her teammate, in the last round 4-1. She overcame a 2-game deficit to defeat Li Yinye in the round before that 4-2. So she comes into this playing as well as she ever has, really.
She definitely will be thinking about those matches and how she overcame those players as well, and how she could do that for Sung Yingsha as well.
One left.
The French are definitely a force to be reckoned with, and there we go, another open play rally, and she stepped around the corner and kind of hit into Sung Yingsha's crossover area.
Left. One left.
And a lovely serve there, a little bit of topspin on that. Sung Yingsha goes for the gentle touch, but the ball pops up, and as you can see, it pops up there, and Charlotte Lutz takes her wrist and opens it out and gets that angle down the line. Brilliant shot. Now another open play rally. I wonder if we're going to see a little bit more of that. You know, those kind of backhand to backhand switch exchanges. Charlotte Lutz just slightly too late with the timing there.
There's some real aggression from Charlotte Lutz, but Sung Yingsha just absorbing all of that pressure. It was effortless.
Sung Yingsha there just held the ball. Charlotte Lutz was hitting those balls super hard at her, and she just held and composed and said, I'm going to block you for a little bit, and then I'm going to put what I can into the ball. And that's what those Chinese players can do. If they're under pressure in the rally, they can just hold you there. And there we go, Charlotte Lutz coming across the ball there. She didn't let Sung Yingsha control that one bit there, and she went for that wide forehand angle.
Sir, play.
Oh my goodness, such power and aggression from the world number one. Gets the point, finished off quickly.
Sung Yingsha there, kind of doing a rebuttal there to Charlotte Lutz, saying, look, you're going to go down to the line to my wide forehand, I can do the exact same to you. And it's proving very effective at the moment, both of them trying to maximise those angles. Another backhand to backhand exchange there. No one switched that time around, but I don't think, had the ball gone on another time, I wouldn't have been surprised if one of them had tried to switch it out to that wide forehand. Charlotte Lutz had the right idea there. The ball came to her, and she saw Sung Yingsha's body kind of going over to the other side of the table. As you can see there, she's kind of got her forehand ready and going down the line. If she'd executed that perfectly, I think that would have been a winning ball.
4-5.
Sung Yingsha just coming over the top of that ball and hitting a very, very powerful backhand flick.
But a great point from Charlotte Lutz, doing a lot better in this second game, looking as though she's sort of settling into this match a bit more, and in a best of 7, that's a very good sign.
Yeah, definitely, and I think she's not afraid to do these sort of open rallies with Sung Yingsha and hitting those sort of backhand-to-backhand exchanges, as I keep mentioning. She's not afraid of it, and I think that will prove very, very good for her.
5,
With
6.
real confidence now.
Yeah, definitely. You know, you start getting a few points on the board, and I think that tactic to go to that wide forehand is something that we'll see a little bit more of, and she just picked that ball perfectly. Shah there, just opening up straight into Charlotte Lutz's backhand. A lot of spin, a lot of power, and a lot of aggression behind that. Knees bent, lovely stroke.
6 all.
Generated a lot of power on that one.
Just amazing.
What a lovely counter spin there by Sung Ying-sha. Charlotte trying to take her out to the wide forehand there, as we've seen so often in this game. But Sung Ying-sha moving her body across and getting over the top of that ball and going, here's a bit more of a wider angle for you.
She pounced on that with so much speed.
You give Sung Ying-sha just that little bit of height on the ball and she's all over it, especially on that backhand flick we've seen a couple of times now. She's so close to the table and she just comes completely over the top of the ball, and she can dictate with her wrist exactly where she's going to play it. And that's unfortunate there for Charlotte Lutz. I think her tactics were spot on just there. She came in heavy and she was looking for that wide forehand switch again. Their lovely backhand. Just a little bit unfortunate there on the timing and the angle.
Ying-sha makes it 2-0, wraps up the second 11 points to 6, but a much better performance from Charlotte Lutz, who's been made to look very ordinary by the world #1, but she's been far from it, Gavin.
Yeah, absolutely. Still enjoying the atmosphere here. We saw a lot of good rallies in that one. Charlotte Lutz really not afraid to trade blows with Sung Ying-sha. Maria mentioned it already, but there's backhand-to-backhand exchanges a lot, and really impressed with Charlotte Lutz, like rocket of a forehand. Where does that come from? She's playing with a real confidence out here on table 1, but it's a testament to the level of Sung Ying-sha, the level that she needs to play at to finish a game on 6 points.
Yeah, thank you very much, Gavin. Well, how does she keep that confidence, Maria? Because Gavin says she is playing with confidence in the opening 2 games. Playing well, but how does she keep it?
I think at this stage she can't let the scoreline dictate what's going on the table. I think she's got to focus. I think it's 0-0 again. It's only a 2-0 deficit at this stage. It's still all to play for, and that last game showed that she was very, very capable of competing with Sung Ying-sha. And she's got to take that into the next game.
There is a game. Sun serve, love all.
Just a bit of luck there. Dribbled over the net. Not too much you can do about that.
Again, it's just that amazing speed from Sung Ying-sha that's just so hard to live with.
Yeah, definitely. Charlotte did a great return there, that forehand flick, but Sung Ying-sha there just straight over the top of it, as if she'd predicted where it was going before the shot had even been played.
1-2.
And that was a great mix-up there from Charlotte. She's just taking that backhand serve out wide to her forehand. I don't think Sung Ying-sha was expecting that at all, and then she just came straight over the top of the ball.
That's 2 consecutive points then for Charlotte Lutz, halting Sun Yingsha's run of 8 in a row. Can she start to build a bit of momentum now? Because this has been a good start to game number 3.
Definitely, I think her service game there was impeccable. She's really mixing it up, mixing up the spins. And I think she's got to keep the world number 1 on her toes. And there we go. I think Charlotte Lutz, after she paid that, had kind of taken a step back. Wasn't expecting Sun Yingsha to miss that. She normally wouldn't miss that.
Well, that's 4 points in a row now for Charlotte Lutz, and the expression on Sun Yingsha's face says it all, really. She looks really disappointed with herself.
I think it's still early days in this game, but that's a lot of good confidence for Charlotte Lutz there, and you can see with the fist pump, she's really, really going for this, and she is not intimidated at all by Sun Yingsha and her presence on the table.
Let 4-2.
You can really hear the crowd, even from up here. We're not courtside like Gavin, but it's brilliant to hear them going for it. And again, Charlotte Lutz there opening up the play. She really wants to get into those fierce exchanges with Sun Yingsha, but Sun Yingsha just step around the corner slightly there. You can see straight over the top of the ball, not phased at all. It's a lovely, lovely shot.
Sun Yingsha gets herself ahead for the first time in game number 3.
Yeah, a lot of frustration there for Charlotte Lutz.
Timeout.
She had the 4-2 in there. Timeout called by Charlotte Lutz. I think that's a great timeout called there. Momentum has switched, and she'll be looking to get it back.
Même si elle est de ton côté tout droit, venir en revers comme ça va être beaucoup plus facile à contrôler. Tu comprends? Quand tu serres dans son plein coup droit, qu'elle pique, tu viens en revers. Ok? C'est possible. Et si tu es en coup droit, par contre, là, il faut allonger. Parce que c'est trop dur de la tenir courte. Allez, là, c'est très bien ce que tu fais. Le pivot, c'est bien.
C'est bien.
Ouais, mais attends, tu la tiens.
Elle me l'a vraiment mise loin et du coup, j'ai pas pu enchaîner après.
Charlotte, tu la tiens pour l'instant. À chaque fois, tu la tiens un demi-set. C'est bien. Continue. Hein? On va aller chercher un set, là. Hein? Allez, c'est celui-là.
Well, he said that what you're doing is good. Try and win a game because you're doing all the right things out there. He's really trying to instill some belief into his player, and Charlotte Lutz does need that belief. 2 games down against the world number 1, but she did put together 4 consecutive points, and the coach has told her that what she's doing is good. Let's see if she can take his advice.
She's come out from that timeout and she's doing the same tactics that she was doing, that her coach has said is working for her. And she's come out with that backhand. Unfortunately there, just didn't get over the top of the ball enough to take it to the wide forehand.
Let 4-6.
Sun Yingsha mixing up her receives there. She's pushed out straight long into Charlotte. That's a lot of backspin on that ball. It's very, very difficult to get back. So much quality on her balls.
Oh, goodness, that was lightning quick from Sun Yingsha. Charlotte Lutz, she's been told to believe, but how can you believe when you're playing against someone who can produce shots like that?
8-4.
She's world #1 for a reason. And there we go. We can't fault Charlotte Lutz there at all, and she looks a little bit frustrated, but she's hit an impeccable open up there. But Sun Ying-sha, just so close to the ball, manages to just re-loop it straight onto that forehand angle.
Earns herself 6 game points. You can hear the crowd firmly behind the top seed here. Difficult for Charlotte Lutz. She's playing against the entire arena as well as Sun Ying-sha. Well, it's a
5-10.
a game point saved rather by Charlotte Lutz, and that should give her a little bit of confidence. Worth noting that that point was met by absolute silence in the crowd.
10-6.
And there we go, another silent one. All you can hear is the screams of the Chinese fans. But I don't think that will faze Charlotte Lutz. She'll be looking to close in on these game points.
Well,
she fended off 2 game points, but that's where Charlotte Lutz's defence ended. 11 points to 6. Sun Ying-sha firmly in control, a game away from a place in the last 16. Charlotte Lutz had a run of a good few points there, but you just sense that the belief is starting to falter.
Dès que tu joues en coup droit, c'est coup droit, si tu peux. Hein. C'est bien ce que tu fais, continue à bien varier. De temps en temps, il faut que tu viennes servir long. D'accord? Essaye de servir long parce que...
Well, let's have a look at the top 16 seeds in the women's draw here in Doha this week. Sun Ying-sha, the top of the pile, followed by Wang Manyu, Chen Qingtong, Wang Yidi, the Chinese dominating the top of the standings. Japan hot in pursuit, though. Miwa Harimoto, the top seeded of the non-Chinese player, who already lost a seed. Sofia Polkanova, the first seed to fall in the women's. Adriana Diaz gone as well, and Miu Hirano, an upset the other day when she was knocked out, but that is how the top 16 looks here. Sun Ying-sha at the top, and justifiably so.
For game, Lotte to serve, love all.
Here you go then. This is a must-win game for Charlotte Lutz. We heard her coach in that timeout saying, just go for a set, try and win a game. If she's going to do it, now has to be the time.
Love 1.
And that is not an ideal start for Charlotte Lutz there. She will not be happy about that fault service.
Let.
Is that the pressure getting on top of her, do you think?
I think a little bit. I think she knows that she needs to win this game.
2 love.
And they're just slightly overstretching on that backhand there. She can't let these opening points phase her too much.
Hear the gasps of delight from the crowd as they watched that rally unfold. Not so much delight for Charlotte Lutz, though.
I think Charlotte Lutz there has played an unbelievable point. The problem is she is playing against world #1, so unbelievable sometimes does not cut it. And a little smile from her there. I think she knows that she's playing well.
1-3.
Another exchange of back from the table. Charlotte Lutz playing some unbelievable stuff, playing really, really well, but Sung Ying-sha just seems to be there every ball she returns, and it comes back with more power every single time.
It's punishing stuff indeed from the world number one, but this is where Charlotte Lutz is going to learn and grow as a player, by playing the very best in the world. Sung Ying-sha, a once-in-a-generation talent, so this is a good place for Charlotte Lutz to be.
She'll definitely be taking the opportunity here to soak up in the atmosphere. Table one, it's not often that you get to play in an arena, especially at World Championships.
6-1.
Charlotte there just going for a little bit of a flick over the top of the ball. Unfortunately for Charlotte Lutz, it seems like the game is slipping away from her, even though she has played some really, really great table tennis.
1-8.
Well, is this where Sung Ying-sha starts to pull away now? She's 3 points from the finish line. Charlotte Lutz, can she get a point from this point on? Can she get anything more on the board?
A little bit of luck there from Sung Ying-sha, but overall I don't think it affected the point too much. Charlotte managed to get that ball back. It's just a little bit unfortunate there on that forehand open up. And again, Charlotte Lutz playing some really great stuff, and I feel for her. I feel like she shouldn't be 10-1 down. She's played some really incredible stuff, but Sung Ying-sha is just playing unbelievable as well.
11-1.
Charlotte Lutz goes long. Sung Ying-sha wraps up a straight games win, 11 points to 1 in the final game. A demolition job from the world number one, who marches on through this draw into the round of 16. The fans absolutely delighted by what they saw out there on table one. They'll just be disappointed that she wasn't out there for longer. But we can look forward to seeing her in the next round, where she'll take on Shin Yubin. How about that for a scoreline? 11 points to 1. Absolutely incredible from the world number one. Well, here's how the match panned out. Under half an hour on the clock for Sung Ying-sha there on table number one. She'll have some fresh legs ahead of her round of 16 match. 44 points in total won. Charlotte Lutz playing out of her skin in that one. 17 points on the board for her. So that's how the draw looks at the minute. Sung Ying-sha sets up a meeting with Shin Yubin in the round of 16. That's certainly one that we will be looking forward to. And we've got another one to look forward to out here on table one. This is Cao Chengdui of Chinese Taipei. He'll be taking on Truls Morgaard, who marched all the way to the final 4 years ago. He'll be looking for a deep run in this competition. That is up next, and we cannot wait for that one to get started.